Khameleon K, and today I am talking about balancing single motherhood with femininity. Now, masculinity is doing and femininity is literally being. As single moms, we can pretty much always find ourselves, depending on your situation, you can find yourself always in masculine energy because you're always doing. You literally just cannot sit back. Some of us don't have, the option to do that. If you do, amazing. But some of us don't. So you can find yourself, taking on two roles. You're overworking yourself. You're stressed. You can tend to be, find yourself in survival mode at times because you have to provide, which can also put you in a state of hyper independence. If you're a single mom, you've had an experience with a man, right? So if everybody's situation is different. So I'm obviously not talking about somebody if they passed away or in a situation like that. However, if you're in a situation where someone left you, or you're in a situation where someone did you wrong, you didn't have a choice but to walk away, then due to experience you can feel like depending on a man at this point is unsafe, especially if you've only ever been able to depend on yourself. And even for some of us, we could have been raised in masculine energy. The family dynamic, the things you were taught, the things you were raised to believe, things like that. So you may have literally all your life just been in this masculine energy. It's a natural thing for you. It's always, it's always what you've done, and it's all you know, which isn't your fault. But we're going to talk about that and dissect that a little bit today. This can cause you to be controlling because you've always controlled everything. This can cause you to be possessive and not able to easily let go of things because you've worked so hard for the things that you have. This can also cause you to be passive aggressive or to not easily trust. And I'm not speaking on anything that I haven't experienced, so let's talk about it. So when you start, let's say you start dating someone, right? And if you're always in your masculine energy, you can tend to attract men who are always operating in their feminine energy, which means that you'll always be still operating in masculine energy. And so you don't want to stay in your masculine energy. I understand, like, there are situations and there are times when you're home or you're taking care of your kids. That's what you have to do, right? But you don't want to always stay there, because then you can find yourself in masculine energy in a relationship or dating and end up with a man in a position that you should be in. And just to touch on a little bit of personal perspective, as far as my own dating history, I've only had one man make me feel safe enough to operate in my feminine energy, and he broke through that with me, but it took him years. It took a lot of patience, a lot of communication, and a lot of love, because I was not easy to deal with. I've dated other men who tried to communicate that to me, and they just weren't effective with, I guess, the way they said it to me, or they weren't masculine enough to have me their way themselves. So I know that I was not easy to deal with, and because of my experiences and my upbringing, it just took them a really long time to get there. And some men don't have that mentality or that patience to deal with single mothers. I know you see a lot of stuff that people talk about, but at the end of the day, I don't who cares what others have to say. But I will say this: I don't want that for you. I don't want you to have to experience somebody literally having to beat down that masculine wall to get to your feminine side, when in all honesty you should naturally be able to just be that when in the presence of a man, or especially a masculine man that you're interested in dating. Just FYI, if you can hear, I don't know if that's my washer or dryer, I don't know what that is. I think it's my dryer, but if you can hear that, I apologize. Now, I feel like it's a time and a place for everything, there is a balance as far as like, you know, masculine energy, feminine energy, but I feel like you just need to know when to turn it on and off. Of course, if you have to, you know, operate in your masculine energy because you're dealing with the kids, or you know, you have to do what you have to do for you. You'll never hear me say don't do that. However, I feel like there's beauty in knowing that you don't have to operate in that all the time. You know what I mean? And sometimes how you operating dominantly can go into places where you shouldn't have to operate that way, or just doing the most, so to speak. So when you need to be in that, be that. But if you are dating someone, I mean, even if it's a work in progress, just try to be in your feminine energy so that you can see if this man, if you're dating, for example, you can see if this man even has the potential to be anything more than just a date. But if you're always operating in masculine energy, then how do you progress to find out if this could potentially be more? So I mean, just even like a small stuff, like I'm not going into the big things right now, but small things like when you're dating, does he open doors? You know, does he I don't know, pull out the chair, like things like just small things? Or are you always running to the door to open it, or, you know, opening the door and not allowing him to show you how masculine he is? Because let's be real, you should be able, if you end up seriously dating someone or taking it to the next level, you should be able to depend on them for certain things, or at least to an extent. I'm not saying just, you know, just throw your hands up and he got to do everything. That's not what I'm saying. But you should be able to depend on them to some extent, because what is the point in having them around if you don't allow them to be good for anything or to make your life easier in some way? And you do deserve to experience this. So whether that support is emotional, physical, financially, whatever that looks like for you, you just want to make sure that your partner, as a masculine man, is bringing something to the table to better you guys and to better your life, or to make your life easier. You already know what it's like to operate in your masculine energy, so you don't need somebody that is going to add to that part of you. You want somebody that's going to ease that load in some way. And I'm not saying that you need a man, because clearly. However, if you want one, because there's a difference. If you want one though, allow him to feel useful to you, or like he does serve a purpose, or to feel useful in some way, instead of you continuing to do everything alone. And this is like, of course, if you start to take this person seriously. So when you're just in the dating phase, or you're just starting out, allow yourself to be catered to, courted, and spoiled. And then if he proves to be dependable, trustworthy, consistent, and most of all makes you feel safe enough to be soft with him, then maybe you can take it to the level where you are allowing him to lead. Now, that's a whole nother topic. We already know, like, he has to be able to lead and all of that. So that's a little bit more than just opening the door for you. However, you may be able to get to that point with him if he's proven to be able to lead, and maybe let you sit back, maybe allow you to not have to operate in your masculine energy so much. And then even one day, then you may be able to eventually take on just the feminine role and allow him to have that masculine leading role in the relationship, depending on how your relationship progresses and the dynamic at that point. Because femininity is all about receiving, being taken care of. Even our bodies, our literal bodies are built to receive. We receive things and we make things better. We make things grow. which is why we were given that role, right? So why not enjoy it? And while femininity is like when you're able to be soft and sit back and enjoy, relax, receive, you know, all of that, I do still encourage you to have your own goals, have your own ambitions, and things of that sort. You'll never hear me say, you know, not to, unless, you know, unless that's your choice. If that's your choice, fine. Or, you know, if that works for the dynamic of your relationship, fine. But I will always say at least have something in the event that things do go south. Now, okay, when this is, in the event that something does go south, that you still have you and yours regardless. But if you're ever in a position to enjoy being in your feminine energy, then embrace it, enjoy it. We do not have to always be operating in our masculine energy. Until next time, love y'all.
I done been a lot of places, yeah, I've been around the world and I done seen a lot of faces. Yeah. Feeling like I'm on a mission, always on the go, feeling like I got some tunnel vision. Yeah. Ain't another me, I'm feeling like I'm winning, just wanna hit well done when I cross the finish. Yeah. So I ain't never slowing down, I'm gonna become everything I was meant to be until I'm gone.